we've got the here we go for Joao Felix joining Chelsea. Wonder what your thoughts are on that news. For me, like I said before, he's a decent player. He's a very, very good player, and can add a bit of quality in the midfield, especially with Enzo Maresca's sort of penchant for the advanced eights or tens behind the striker. So I think he can fit in nicely there, combining with or rotating with Palmer, Kunku, and maybe Dewsbury Hall as well. But as per what we need as a club, I don't think he is the answer, because he is yet another kind of combination player like an Nkunku, and I feel Nkunku is a slightly better finisher than he is, but he's still all in all a quality player and yet to come into his prime. But for me, what Chelsea really, really needs at this time is a striker. Yes, if you've been watching this video, if you're watching this channel, you know what I'm about to say. Get Victor Osimhen signed, because he has all the sort of things you want to see in a striker, especially a Chelsea striker. He's got a passion for the game. He presses like crazy. And the important thing is, you don't have to force him. You don't have to cajole him. You don't have to twist his arm. He presses naturally. In the words of Jose Mourinho, pressing is his natural habitat. Then he's got the goals. He scores goals. And he gives you the physical threat. In my previous videos I've said this. The game versus Man City, there were crosses they were going to the far post. Nobody was there. There was a cross that was played in, I think, by Enzo Fernandez, and there was nobody, because the instinct of a number 9 is quite different from any other player, no matter what their qualities are. And in this Chelsea team where we create lots and lots of chances, you need someone to score those goals. Jackson isn't that guy to score you goals. He's not. He's a decent player, nice player, can be a good rotation piece, but he is not a finisher. He doesn't have the killer instinct that a number 9 has, like an Erling Haaland has for Man City. And I point this to people to say, Pep Guardiola, who brought in this whole tiki-taka pass, sort of dead by 20,000 passes, decided to go for a striker. And I called something else again, that he would go with 2 wingers. And in the game versus Man City, he went with 2 wingers. So some things that we think are sort of outdated are no longer outdated. And I've watched several streams, because I like to go on and watch streams of other content creators. Some say he's not elegant on the Victor Osimhen isn't elegant on the ball. No, he isn't cute on the ball. Mostly trying to paint him as this bull in the china shop. He's just reckless, but he's far from that. But I wouldn't say he's as silky on the ball as Zinedine Zidane. But he scores you goals. He will get you goals. He's got the pace. He's got the power. He presses, and he's got good technique. He links up play better than people imagine, better than people think. There's a certain glitch in the footballosphere that gets people to sort of rate people from certain parts of the world in a stereotypical manner, without even seeing those players. I've seen streams and videos where people just go on to talk about, I've not quite seen him play, I don't know much about him, but from the little I know, blah, 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 blah. No, you can't make a judgment on who you don't know. So I don't want this to turn to a Victor Osimhen video. I think that's a player that we need to sign nonetheless. But for me, back to the Joao Felix thing. He's coming, like I said, he's a very decent player, very good player, a quality touch on the ball. And like I'll say once again, he is not a winger. He's not. He's just not a winger. Frank Lampard tried it for whatever reason. Under Potter, he played behind the striker as a lone 10, or you might say an advanced 8, behind the striker that was Kai Havertz then, which to my mind was an error. But back to the point at hand, he's not a winger to hold the weight. People say, oh, but he played as a winger, for Barcelona. No. Barcelona, the wingers, the way Xavi played, the wingers cut in and drift in to the midfield. And we've got Palmer already doing that. We've got Nkunku already doing that. So, and they don't play as wingers. So in this system, he has to play as, a 10 or advanced 8. I know people keep going on about is Pedro Neto on one flank and Joao Felix on the other. No. Pedro Neto I get, but Joao Felix on the wings? Are you kidding yourself? He can be there. Now I'll say this: Joao Felix and Palmer are similar in this sense. I think Palmer even more so than Joao Felix, which is they are 10s or 8.5s that masquerade as wingers. Because when you have a look at them, the way they hold the ball and want to move, you say, oh, these guys could be wingers. No. But when you then look at them closely, you discover that they aren't wingers. No. They're not wingers. Joao Felix is not a winger. Cole Palmer is not a winger. He always goes into the midfield. He doesn't even go to the byline and then, cut back in. He is a 10. That is where he thrives. So let him play there. Joao Felix, let him play as a 10. So for me, I would be going with Palmer and Joao Felix behind the striker. Rather Palmer and Nkunku behind the striker, and then Joao Felix can come off the bench, as a second option. So for me, I think for a proper team, you need to have 2 players for every spot. So we've got, for me, Mudryk and Pedro Neto on the left. Those are options there. And right now, to my mind, my definition for winger, we just have one person in the right wing, which is Noni Madueke. So, Joao Felix, no. He's yet another option as an advanced 8 or as a 10 if you want to get the best out of him. Because 1, he doesn't have that strength. 2, he is quick but not blistering. And I keep saying this, in the Premier League, you need to have blistering pace. I need to have some power as well to play at the wing. I'm not saying a player can't drift to the wing sometimes, check in as part of the sort of tactical dynamism of the team. That can happen. As you play in combination play or you're on transition, the ball goes out wide. Joao Felix can get the ball, check in, do some tricks and flicks, and get his way into the box. Beautiful. But he is not a winger. And especially the way, Enzo Maresca wants to play. People look at the possession side of Enzo Maresca's game of football or tactical philosophy and forget what he expects from his wingers. He expects them to be high and wide and hold the width. That is why in his system, you can afford to have a fullback who inverts into the midfield because you have someone providing the width. And then again, while I say Joao Felix off the ball isn't too bad, but I don't think he is the best when it comes to tracking back and giving some defensive support to a fullback. And we saw Malo Gusto struggled against Man City because Palmer can press as well off the ball, but he's not really the best because 1, he doesn't have the searing pace, to drop back, chase a winger, and give someone like Malo Gusto that defensive support and cover. So you need a Madueke there on the right wing, and as well as you need Mikhailo Mudryk on the right wing, rather on the left wing. Madueke on the right wing, Mudryk on the left wing, because they've got the recovery pace to go back and give some defensive support to their to the fullbacks. And Pedro Neto as well. He can do that. He's a contemporary winger, the type of wingers that Enzo Maresca wants, and he can play there. So I'm fine with him. So Joao Felix, like I said, decent player, nice to have him in the team. And like I always say, I'm all about the name on the badge, not the name at the back of the shirt. So I always support him. I think the reports are he's done with the main part of his medical. Hopefully everything Hopefully the next phase of it we don't have any surprises like we had the first time. At least hopefully we don't have an Omoro Jones size surprise and everything goes through and an announcement is made. So those are my thoughts on Joao Felix joining the team. I think that's one more talent for Enzo Maresca to sort of deploy in his team, and hopefully he's able to use him to the best of his ability, and I hope he comes good at Chelsea, since it's a 6-year a 6-year contract, initial 6-year contract with an option of 12 months. That's a 7-year contract, typical Chelsea's contract. So at this point, we've come to the end of today's video. I want to say thanks for watching. Do subscribe to the channel, smash the like button as you've been doing, click the notification bell so you're notified each time I put a video up on the channel, and do have a splendid rest of your day.